Hey there, Sharon Durbin Graves coming to you from my art studio here in Kentucky. I am the creator of Painting with Acrylics 101.com, a beginning website for beginning painters. It's everything I do is to help beginners get a good solid footing under them. If you've always wanted to learn to paint, but you just didn't know where to start, how to get started or anything, you should hang around here, hit that subscribe button, and watch everything that I have on here. It is all for beginning painters. So, today we are going to talk about toning canvases. Oh, so they're going to be exercising. They're going to have toned muscles, right? No, that's not it? Okay, well, you're right. It's not it. Toning canvases is taking a white canvas. I don't like to paint on a white canvas, and I'm going to give you the reason here in a minute. So I tone it in different colors. Now, toning a canvas is nothing more than adding some acrylic paint to the canvas itself. And as you can see, it is not one solid color. I just kind of slop it on there. So I have this one ready to go. So when I'm inspired, or when I decide I'm going to paint, I've got something ready to go. This is kind of a warm color, although there is some cool up in here. For the most part, it's a warm background. Now here is gray, and I do the sides, the front, the back, everything. And so I don't care about these white streaks in here. I like that. To me, all of this here is probably not going to show through, but if it does, it will just give more vibrance, more life to the painting itself. Okay, so how do we get there? Set these aside. I'm going to bring up this. Okay, here's my palette. I just, one of my favorite combinations is yellow and black. It makes a beautiful green. And then I add white to it to make it lighter if I want it lighter. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this black, pull it off here. I'm not mixing in that. Now I'm going to add some yellow to it. Yes, I could do blue, but I like this better for what this is. Okay, so here comes, I'm making it a much lighter color, but you can see all those streaks in there. I don't want it mixed up like cake batter to where you can't see anything else in it. So let me, to keep this from moving around all over the place, let's lower this. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to start up here in a corner, and big, gigantic X's. Okay, I would like it to be lighter than that, so I'm going to add more white to the mix. I'm putting it across here, and now this thing's kind of in the way, but it bounces around if I don't do that. So I don't want you sitting there going. So I'm making these great big X's. Each time I'm adding more white to the mix, just gigantic big X's. And you want to get the tops and the sides and the bottom. And then once you get something that you like, then you can kind of come back. You can come back and kind of smooth it out if you want. But at any rate, this is how you tone a canvas. Now, see, I don't have enough paint. I never make up enough paint. I just don't. So I'm going to take some more black, put it in there, some more yellow. I don't care if they match. You can tell on that one other one that I had, it did not match, and I don't care. Adding more white, it's still too dark. So now, the reason that I like to paint on a toned canvas is you have on your canvas is fabric, the canvas. Let me rinse this brush out a little better. And you're working with acrylic paint. And by the way, oil painters tone a canvas too in many cases. But you've got weave of the fabric like this. And so unless you get the paint down into every single one of those little holes, in acrylic paint particularly, as the water dries and evaporates, sometimes the color is not there. Like you missed a little spot or whatever. Well, you don't want to go back and get those, and you don't want your painting to be so tight that you're working so hard to get it all in there. If you'll tone your canvas first, no matter if there's a little piece that the paint does do that, where it evaporates and the color's not really there, you didn't get as much in there as you thought, with a toned background, it won't matter. They won't see that. They'll never see this green, the gray. Sometimes I use terracotta. So nobody will see that. But that one little white dot where the paint didn't get in between the weave of the fabric, that will show. Your eye will go right to it. So I always tone my canvas. If I paint on a board, I always tone the board. I don't tone when I'm painting on paper because it's just too much moisture in the paper. But it's easier to make sure that everything is completely covered in paper, or you can leave parts of it not painted, and that works out fine too. But at any rate, when you hear the words, an artist saying, I toned the canvas, this is what they're talking about. They put a base coat color underneath of it, and it could be light blue, it could be gray, could be this shade of green, could be terracotta, and sometimes I want to paint on a dark canvas, and I'll just put solid black on there, or black with ultramarine blue and purple, and makes it really dark and rich. I don't like black right out of the tube. I like it to be mixed with something. So, and you can see what this does. The black and the yellow just makes a gorgeous olivey kind of a green. And again, I don't care that it's not smooth, because most of it is not going to show. You're not going to see this back here. This is for aesthetics only, and it can, if you're painting a really cool painting and you've gotten a warmer tone underneath there, sometimes that'll just warm the whole painting up just enough to where it's not so cold and harsh. Same thing if you're painting a really warm painting and you had a cooler color underneath, that will help to kind of at a loss for words. It'll tone it down to where it's not quite so harsh or bright or warm. It'll have some cooler areas to it. So at any rate, this is how you do it, and that's why you do it. So thank you for joining me today. If you got value from this, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I would love to be able to grow my channel, and I would love to help every single beginning painter that there is out there. If you want to learn to paint, I want to help you. I promised myself 20 years ago when I first started, and I had such a hard time getting started, that if I ever got it, I would help anybody who wanted to learn. And that's kind of what this is all about. So thank you very much. Have a great day. Let's paint together real soon.